Hey everyone, welcome to Everything Star Wars. My name is Rob. I'm here, you're there, and today I am honored to have a bunch of great guests on the show. We have the GILKMAN, Thomas Gilkey. We have DMAJINI, and we have ORDS Board. And here's this DMAJINI, there's the GILKMAN, and there's ORDS Board. Gentlemen, feel free to talk about your channels. We'll start with Thomas. Tell them what you do on your channel and whatever you want. Go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm the GILKMAN. Thank you so much, Rob, Everything Star Wars, for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm happy to hang out with these fine folks, except for ORDS, because I mean, it's just ORDS. Anyways, you can find me over at the GILKMAN. I talk about whatever comes to my mind. I'm going to try to do a series of talking about what's hot on Twitter, like what's trending, because I figured that was something new to try. I go into personal life, personal stuff all the time. And I do some really fun streams. Last Friday, I did a furry stream, a fuzzy stream with ORDS, AFK Bard, Giovanna, Memes of Destruction, and everyone's favorite turtle, Shellback. And so that's where you can find me. You can also find me over at Twitter, the GILKMAN. And yeah, that's me.
Mr. ORDS?
Hail the GILKMAN.
Hail the ORDS.
I'm ORDS Board, and you guys can find me over at youtube.com/ORDS Board, where I'm doing pop culture news, occasional gaming streams, things like that. If you guys like Vikings, if you guys like board games, go check out Omni Lucid Media Games. A couple of buddies of mine and I are putting together a board game, tactics style Vikings board game. And you can see all the progress on the YouTube channel, just Omni Lucid Media, and it should pop right up. But thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate everything that you're having me on here. This is really cool, man. So thank you for the invite.
Well, I'm honored that you guys came. And last but not least, let's talk about my man from the Dark Council, Mr. DMAJINI. How are you, DMAJINI?
Howdy. Welcome. It's a pimp named DMAJINI, DMAJINI. That's right. I do a little entertainment commentary on my channel. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. I have recorded videos, and I have a new type of video that I've been doing lately with I'm on my bike and I do a little commentary. Of course, Tuesdays is the mighty Dark Council, and Saturdays I do my live streams, and Sundays we have Keepers of the Force with myself and Fatal J. So I have a full week. So this is actually my one day off that I don't do streams. So that's why I said this is a perfect day. So thank you for having me up there. And AFK Bard, how you doing? I see you in the chat.
Hail Dark Council, hail DMAJINI, hail Keepers.
Hail Dark Council, hail DMAJINI, and hail Keepers of the Force as well.
Absolutely, hail.
So, guys, go ahead.
I was just retweeting this thing. Like, I didn't get a chance to do that. Like I said, I literally just came straight in from work, so I was rushing to do everything just now. I just retweeted the link.
Hey, dude, I appreciate you being on, and I appreciate that. And, hey, it's great to see you. Really, I know how busy you guys have been, and I appreciate you guys making the time. It's really awesome to be here. Well, for you guys to be here. You know, I've waited 2 years to finally get people on my channel, and I'm like, because I watch you guys, and I'll try to watch your videos or your lives or whatever, you know, and I appreciate if you guys came over.
Oh, yeah, man.
So without further ado,
Appreciate you.
Listen, and I watch the Dark Council, so don't think I don't. I try to comment, and I know you got like 80, 90 people in there, so it's like insane. So
yeah, I get distracted a lot too with the ladies. You know, the ladies distract me a little bit. I can't help myself. You know, it's my weakness. I have a bit of a weakness for the ladies. That's right, a little toxic masculinity out there for people out there in the YouTube Twitterverse. Yes, I like the diamond. Let's just be clear about that. I love the diamond.
And I hear you, man. I hear you. Got to do what you got to do. I hear you.
I will live vicariously through you, DMAJINI.
Well, you know, a couple of things I wanted to talk about today, and I know DMAJINI has been very busy, so I'm not going to, you know, I know people put on the screen, but I get nervous that I might lose my stream because sometimes a lot of people in my community are using the Wi-Fi, so I got to be a little careful. No doubt, so anyway, one of the things that I found, this is a crazy article from the New York Post. And it says boys let Black Widow bite them in hopes of turning into Spider-Man. I kid you not. I couldn't believe I was reading this. So 3 young Bolivian brothers were hospitalized after getting a Black Widow spider to bite them, thinking it would turn them into Spider-Man, according to officials. These kids, go ahead.
No, I was just say, hasn't everybody tried to do that when they were a kid? I mean, I know I tried it when I wanted to be Spider-Man. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, Spider-Man's my favorite guy, but I didn't take it for real, but apparently these kids thought it was the real thing,
Can you imagine the kids who were like trying to get a Daddy Longlegs to bite them? Like, I don't think it's a true spider, but still, it's funny.
They said the Marvel-loving kids who were ages 12, 10, and 8 found the spider, and they decided to prod it. So that's because the spider won't bite; it's not going to attack you. So the only way the spider was going to bite was, self-defense, basically.
Yeah, they're not good. They're actually more afraid of you than you are them, honestly.
I think that goes with any animal. I think the only reason any animal will attack a human being is because
unless it's a shark. I don't think sharks are scared of
sharks. Sharks are vicious demons.
That's amen to that.
You know what? Sharks sometimes they'll see a person, they think it's like a turtle, or they think it's like something else. They think it's another animal, so they mistake it for I've seen shows with that where they thought, oh, this is a turtle or a seal or something like that. So they go and attack, and then by then it's too late. You're kind of screwed. So
yeah,
because they don't see too well, as far as I know. They don't see that good, sharks, believe it or not.
I treat my body like garbage. They'd spit me right back out, man. They taste bad. Bad taste.
So I gotta tell you. So the kids were. It's so funny. I can't believe they thought this would give them spider powers. But so their mom found them crying, and she took them to a health center. They were transferred 3 times to another children's hospital with fevers, tremors, and muscle pains. My God. Then it took a week for them to get discharged. So, my God.
But they lived, though, right?
Huh?
They lived, right?
Yeah, they survived.
Yeah.
So they said for children, everything is real. Movies are real. Cartoons are real. So you got to be careful with your kids.
I'm going to have to do a rebuttal to that because, in case people don't realize, we all were kids at one point in time, and never in my full kiddom career did I think, Peter Parker was my dude. And by the way, to all those out there, who want to use the how should I call it, agenda-based entertainment, Peter Parker doesn't necessarily have to be a black guy for me to like Peter Parker. So Peter Parker was one of my favorite superheroes, right? And my mom used to get mad at me because I used to go around going, now, that was how my mom used to get pissed off at me, right? But at no point did I say, I want to go and let a spider bite me. I mean, that could be because I'm from Brooklyn. And in Brooklyn, anything out there, you stomp them. You stomp them. It's like the most gangster things out there you're going to find out there is the water bugs. Nobody likes them. You stomp them out, okay?
Yep.
So, but I never in my whole full kid career did I think, oh, yeah, I'm going to let a spider bite me.
Yeah.
I think as kids, we were smart enough to know there was an element in that whole, creating of Spider-Man that we couldn't achieve, which was the chemical changing of the spider.
Yeah. So now here's one thing I will say that was a good thing that we did as a kid is that, I was more like late teens at that point, but Dragon Ball Z. See, now that made you want to work out and train. See, now that was good.
I had a friend who put on climbing boots and try to climb up a tree, run and try to climb up a tree, and he would say he was Saiyan training.
Yeah, I do Saiyan training still to this day. I do Saiyan training right now.
That's what I'm saying, though. This is it goes to show you, man. We understood. I mean, I'm with you, DMAJINI. I never once, when I was a kid, said, you know what? I think this is a really good idea.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and let this spider bite.
Like I said,
we we knew not to do
Never in my whole full kid career did you do something that stupid.
that. Can we be surprised though?
I blame that on the parents. Okay, if you're not teaching your kids that, hey, there is a danger. You know, that's the one thing I will say. Like, I had a conversation with my buddy, and you know, I'm in that last generation where it was a whole lot of beating. You know, where your parents did almost your whole disciplinary career was about switches, belts, frying pans, wiffle bats, whatever they could get in your hand. And I said, you know, as a parent, you know, when it comes to disciplining your kid, it shouldn't be all about hitting and yelling. That's one thing I will say. But if your kid is in danger, or you have to explain to them, hey, look, there is an element of actual danger, then you have to say, okay, is this time for a spanking, whatever. You have to discipline your kids at some point. You know what I'm saying? You can't just let them run free, because clearly they're running free somewhere to think that they can go prod a freaking Black Widow and think that's okay. You understand?
Right.
So I'm just saying. You'd be like, my mom didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't know, but whatever.
Well,
Gilkman, what you got to say about that? You've been quiet over there.
Yeah, no, I think like y'all have been saying, it's all it boils down. I think it boils down to is bad parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on the parents who teach their, you know, because when I was growing up, and I'm sure with you other fellas, is, you know, we were growing up, we were taught, you know, if we see something in the movies, we don't replicate it in real life. I mean, yeah, would all of us, I'm pretty sure, would love to have the abilities of Spider-Man or Hulk or whatever. But getting bitten by a spider in real life is not the same as in the movies or the comic books or whatnot. And it's plain stupidity on the parents in terms of the parenting. And also, it's plain stupidity on the kids in a way, in the fact that they go off and do that, and they think, you know, that nothing's going to happen to them, especially when it is a Black Widow spider, which is, I think, one of the most deadliest spiders out there, apart from the brown recluse, I believe. And I just think it's sad that you know, that the parenting of the children, it wasn't done well, obviously, or maybe it was, but the kids just think, oh, we can do whatever we want, and it won't happen. Nothing will happen.
So I will say this. So I shouldn't give so much, you know, grief to the parents, but I will say this. You know, you still gotta have the open eye, because I will, like, for instance, my goddaughter, because I basically raised my goddaughter. I don't have kids of my own, but my goddaughter raised her, right, till she was 3. And when she was about 2.5 years old, she would, you know, sometimes change fall out your pocket or whatever. So I would give her money all the time, right? So I would give her a little, you know, $1 or something like that. So she knew the concept of money, right? So she found some, you know, a penny or something that fell like in between the cracks or whatever. She picks it up and she goes to put it in her mouth. I says, you can't put that in your mouth, right? And then me, you know, even though it wasn't my kid, you have parenting senses come on. So I'm watching her out of the back of my eye, like I'm looking at her, right? As soon as I turn my back, she goes and puts it back in her mouth. So I went over to her and I says, didn't I tell you don't put that in your mouth? And that was the only time I ever made her cry. And let me tell you something, that made me feel so bad. You know, and I didn't spank her, I didn't do anything. I just grabbed it out of her hand. You know what I'm saying? And she just went running, crying. And I was like, I felt so bad. So, like, to me, I always say to myself, you know, and like I was saying how before, like our generation would be the parents that hit it every day. I don't see how parents would hit kids all the time and, like, not feel bad when they start crying.
Oh,
you know what I'm
totally.
saying? Like me, my mom was the enforcer. Like my mom and my dad weren't together, so like I would see my dad on the weekends, whatever. But my mom was the enforcer, and like she, like, every little thing. Plus, she was Jehovah's Witness, so she's super strict. So every little thing I did, like, and to me, I would think I was like, when I look at my, you know, like I said, my kid career, I think I was a really good kid. Like, if I had a kid like me, I'd be like, that's a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But every little thing I would get in trouble for, and like it would be, you know, some kind of beatings I would get, right? And I was like, how do you do that and not feel bad? Like, I can't.
I remember when I was young, you'd cry more, or if I cried more, my mom would hit me harder. Like that's how I remember. She'd be like, "Stop crying, stop crying." Like, you stop hitting me, maybe.
You know that stop. You stop hitting me, I might stop crying.
Yeah. No. So I mean, and that was the other thing too. Like when we were kids, like we could run neighborhoods, and as long as you were home by a certain time,
exactly.
The lights come on, like you just knew what was okay, what was not okay. You knew if you could get away with something you weren't supposed to be doing. And you just knew, man. Like I don't ever remember a time having to learn. Don't let spiders bite you.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like I said, I grew up in Brooklyn, so we didn't like insects, period. So, and like I said, the biggest insects we had was either little regular roaches or the big water bug ones.
Like those sewer roaches.
Yeah, with those you'd be like, oh. I remember one time they was when I was growing up, they was repaving the ground out there. So they literally lift up the whole, like all the concrete, everything, the asphalt. They was doing my whole block. And by them doing that, they obviously disturbed nests, right?
Yep.
Bro, I remember one time I mean, this joint had to probably be, I mean, just to give you an idea, it probably had to be about like that big.
They chase you too.
Is a water bug. I was like, ah! You're like, ah! Like to this day, that still freaks me out. Like, ah, because they could fly too. Those fly.
Yep,
they fly. So I'm like, oof.
I used to clean a courthouse. I would have them run around in it. They'd chase you.
Yeah. Oh well, it's that or the rats. The rats are gangster. The rats out there, like the rats in Brooklyn are like the size of cats. Like you don't like and like I remember my cat. We were young. We really didn't take care of her like we should have. So she ended up going outside a lot. And when she went out there, she would fight rats, bro. Like you would hear her fighting. Like she'd be like, and like she have like cuts. My grandmother like put like freaking peroxide on her and stuff or whatever because they carry germs or whatever. But
Damn,
rats are gangster. Rats and cockroaches. No, absolutely not.
Wow. And yeah, I could tell you that because you said, or you just said you cleaned the courthouse. I work in a courthouse, and I can tell you those suckers were big, man. They and when you guys said they could fly after you, yeah, they can. I've seen it happen, and it just startles you because you're doing whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you get startled by the thing, and you're like, how big it is. I'm like, whoa, man. And it's funny you just mentioned Brooklyn because I'm also from Brooklyn, so everything DMAJINI said, I totally grasp. Everything he said, I'm like, yep. Yes, he's right. I'm right along with it because I know how it was. It was way different back then than it is now, and how someone can not feel bad, after like, man, I feel bad just yelling at my little girl, and it's like, man, I I get angry, and then later on, I'm like, man, I feel.
I probably yell way too much, yeah.
And that's one thing I will say too. Not to cut you off, sorry. No, I will say this too. Like the one thing that like I tell my mom now, like because she got into, she started, she got older, she started actually doing like childcare, whatever, and like she's like, yeah, I admit that that was a little too hard on you. She said that now. I'm like, I'm a grown man. Yeah, thanks, mom. Thanks for telling me now you were too hard on us. Yeah, I know you were too hard on us, but the one thing I would say, like me. The one thing I tell my mom is, and this is one of the, even though I don't have any kids of my own, but I have nieces, nephews, and my goddaughter, and all that. I have two goddaughters actually, and I would say the one thing, aside from that one time why I actually went and yelled at her, but the one thing I will say, the key to it is, you can't discipline your kids when you're mad at them. Don't discipline when you're mad at them because then you're gonna overreact, and it's not gonna be good because I can tell you what, for instance, like. It wasn't like my mom just did that to me. I'm the oldest of four, so obviously the oldest got. I was like more the trial run. You know what I'm saying? So she still did the same type of thing. Plus, like with my two younger brothers, like she was married to their father. You know what I'm saying? So they had a double. So they had it from their mom and their dad was kind of going at them. Like my dad didn't do that stuff. My dad was cool. My dad just be like, and this is the one thing like you were saying, like when you say when kids understand. My dad was just like this. He said, yo. Just don't F up, man. You ain't gonna get no money. And I'm like, yo, all right, cool. Yeah, we cool, B. I'm like, we cool. I ain't gonna like my dad be just like that. Cause my dad's old school G. You know what I'm saying? He OG. Like, man, just don't be effing around, man. Or you won't get no money. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's me. That's like when my dad. That's all he had to say. I knew. But like I said, if you do it when you're upset, it's not good. And if you keep doing it the way you do it. that creates monsters. It does. Because I can tell you right now, like my middle brother, he just recently started talking to the family again because like he just had a serious chip on his shoulder, and that was because of that type of, that type of bringing up. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. And I believe that if all you're doing is hitting and yelling, that's what you're going to create is a hitter and a yeller. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they're gonna know. So that's one thing you gotta have a happy balance to it. I know we went into the whole parenting 101.
Dude, like I said, wherever this goes, it goes. Because my chat usually controls the. I'll start with one topic, they'll ask questions, it'll go somewhere else. So that's fine, man. I'm all for it. And being a parent, I could tell you from my experience, it's hard. I love my daughter. I spoil her too much. I know I do. I know because. I want to give her everything I couldn't get. I want to give her things that my parents couldn't afford. And
exactly.
I remember I had a fan, it'd be a hot summer day, and I'd have to sit in front of the fan the whole day.
Look, you mean we grew up in the same place, man. In Brooklyn, we didn't have no AC. AC what? Yeah. Like my mom now, she got all kinds of ACs. She got. Yeah. I'm like, look at this crap. We could have had it when I was a kid.
After you up and left, now she's like, I'll give me an air conditioner now.
Yeah, because and that's one thing I will say that to put the whole thing around like in full circle, because my mom was so hard on me. When I graduated high school, I graduated when I was 17, just because my birthday was at the end of the year. So I was 17 when I graduated high school, and I told her, no. I think the last beating she gave me was because I came and hung out with my cousins in New Jersey, right? And she didn't like me coming out there, right? So I said, when I came back and she gave me that beating, I said, I'm out of here. I said, you got 6 more months and I'm out of here. I told her just like that to her face. And on the day I got my diploma, I was out. I left. And it was crazy. That day that I left, she still tried to get one in on me too. Like she like because she thought I was kidding, right? And I said, I'm out of here. And so she tried to still like throw rules at me. I said, no, we're done with this. And she tried to say, what do you say? I said, we're done with this. I said, I told you when I get my diploma, I'm out. And she came at me with a freaking wiffle bat, right? And it was, right? She hit me with the wiffle bat. And she's like, oh, you're not going to cry? I said, I'm not going to cry. I'm not giving you that satisfaction now. Cause now I'm being, like, I was being real ballsy thinking, like, I'm out of here, right? And
so you know what she did? Were friends.
Yeah. I mean, now we cool, obviously. That's we were talking like 30 years ago, but, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I'm losing count. But so what she did to me was instead of her no, she wasn't going to win me over, she took my glasses. She took my glasses. She said, now you can't leave anywhere until I come back. That's what she told me. And when she did that, I said, all right, cool. What? Yeah, like my mom she was gangster with it. So she said, I would give her the satisfaction of crying, right? So she went like this and just took my glasses.
Wow.
And I'm like, word? I'm like, all right, cool. So I sat down. I went downstairs to my neighbor. We sat down, played some dominoes and spades. And when she left, I was like, my other pair of glasses. I'm sitting there just playing cards. I'm playing cards, whatever, blah blah blah. And then and then she comes back and she didn't say nothing to me. I didn't talk to her for like, it was crazy that whole year, that senior year in high school, I actually had left home and I stayed with my dad for like 3 months. And the only reason I went back to my dad, to my mom's house, because she's like, I'm cutting you off of my insurance. My dad said, yo, I'm not putting you on my insurance. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. So that's the only reason why. That was the only reason I went back. Or else I would have stayed with my dad for the whole freaking senior year of high school. But yeah, like obviously, like I said, you know, we come to terms with that now. Like my mom says, yeah, I know I was way too hard on you. I know you were, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, by the way, let me address the chat. It says AFK Bart says, DMAJINI is a good dad. It says, thank you very much. I would have been a good stepdad had I married my goddaughter's mother, but that would have been a different story. But that's a whole nother different story. But yeah, that's my that was my horror films of mom's story back in the day.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my mom threw a vacuum cleaner at me. That I remember.
That's a new one. That's a new one. That's a new one for me.
A vacuum cleaner? Now, I will say this. The vacuum cleaner is gangster. That is gangster. But I will say this: the most hardcore beating I got, right, was with the extension cord. That was the worst one. I still, to this day, I remember. I might even still have the scar. I might still have the scar on me. But, excuse me. I got that one because I had, you know how back in the day, you couldn't wear bell bottoms to school. You couldn't wear bell bottoms. It wouldn't happen. If you wore bell bottoms back in the day, you were going to get roasted. So I made sure I took some tacks and I tacked up my pants so they wouldn't be, baggy in the bottom. And my mom says, "What are you doing?" I says, "Well, I can't go to school like that." She said, "Take those out." So you go to school just like that. I'm like, all right. So when she left, I went and grabbed another pair of pants and wore those to school. And I got off school. I came home, and my mom got off. She was off work early, and I didn't realize she was gonna be home early. So when I walked through the stairs, she said, "Those are not the pants I told you to wear." I says, "I know. I changed them." She said, "Oh, you disobeyed me." That was.
Oh no.
So you disobeyed me? I'm like, sure. I'm like, what? I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Like, my hands in the cookie jar. Like,
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah,
That was the worst one I ever got, man. And it was crazy. She did the old school. She like, take your pants off. She gave me.
No.
I had. It was just bare. I had the freaking. I had my underwear on, but she still gave me. She gave me the naked treatment.
See, for me, it was weird because it was like my mom didn't want to do anything, but then she would tell my dad, and that was horrible. Like when he found out, I was like, man, I'm screwed. I'm screwed because I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped. That's. I just knew it, because he'd come home and man, he took to me, and I was like, oh, I knew.
You know what's coming.
I remember one time he just grabbed me like I wasn't ready. He grabbed me by my shoulders. He put my head into the ceiling. I swear to God, I was like, boom! I was like, oh my God! I think he punched me in the back once. I just laid down. I couldn't get up. I was like, he hit me hard. My dad was a big guy. He wasn't no small guy. Like I'm way smaller than he was. It was just like. Pop! I was like, oh, and that was it. I was done for the night.
That's what I said. I'm glad my dad was never the enforcer type. But like you said, all he did is he just threatened me with the money. He's like, look, listen, you mess around, you don't get any money. Like every time I see my dad, he always dropped me like 20s, for like a 13-year-old, $20 is great because I tell you what, like when I was 12. I was working with my best friend's dad, right? And he had Good Humor Chucks. You knew the Good Humor Chucks back in the day, right? So
that was the thing, man.
Yeah, he had like 9 Good Humor Chucks.
Coming down the block, man. Everybody would run out of house ice cream.
Yeah. So it was funny. A little sidebar with that. Like my friend's dad, they used to have beef with Mr. Softy. Like they would literally have like freaking turf wars with Mr. Softy. I like you be hearing them talking smack. They're like, yo, what the F you doing in my room, man? Yo, I'm like, they would be wilding out, bro, because like it was like, cause it was a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Cause those guys got paid by commission. So if you on their route and they can't sell no ice cream, because if Mr. Softy comes out, right? If he comes out and then Good Humor comes, nobody gonna want the Good Humor because they just had Mr. Softy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that used to be a big beef. But anyway, like when my friend's dad used to give me $20 a day, and I was like what 12, 13 years old. $20 a day to a 13-year-old. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot now, but that was a little coin back in the day, right?
But dude, back then, what were the movies like? $5? I mean, you could do 20 a day.
I got 20 cash a day when I was a kid. That was great. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Hell, and I'll take 20 a day right now. I'm just saying, if anybody wants to donate,
look, $20 a day, man. That's definitely, you get yourself a hero and a freaking bag of chips or whatever. You can get you a nice little lunch or something like that with $20.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I would get that, and then my mom, she'd be like, "Look, you start getting paid, you paying me rent." So I started. Yeah, so I had to give her $5. I had to give her $5 out of my $20 every day.
Oh, I swear to God, dude, your mom and my mom were friends, man. I swear to God, dude.
Which I don't mind. Honestly, in retrospect, she did teach me how to, be more productive with the money and everything like that. Even though I still, as I got older, you still splurge a little bit, but that is what it is, Like I will say this, I'm happy right now because I was able to get rid of one credit card. I'm down to one now. I had two. I'm down to one. I got rid of one, so I'm so happy.
I just got my first one.
You just got your first credit card?
Yeah, I've put it off for many years, and then
you gotta have at least one, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, screw it, I'll cave in finally.
Yeah.
I think two's the way to go because you want to keep good credit. I mean, I don't even know how we're getting into this now, but good. You know, to me, and this goes for everybody out there. There's a good life lesson. Your credit score is way important because it's going to determine how much you're going to pay for things. Your car,
exactly.
Sometimes it also requires a job. You got to have a good credit score to get some jobs. I mean, I can't, or to move into a place, an apartment. If you're going to buy a house, how much percentage you're going to pay. See, I didn't ever realize how important my credit score because I abused, man.
I was bad as a kid. I was bad. It took me some time to fix it, but right now I'm not perfect, but I'm way better. Let's put it like this here: I had to buy a new car because my car was the car I bought it in 2005. It was a 2004 leftover, so I got it for like $4,000 off. It was on a lot. The guy wanted to get rid of it, brand new. I bought that car. It had 35 miles on it, so that's just basically back new. Excuse me, and I put 251,000 miles on that car. It was a Honda Civic.
What car was it? What car
Honda Civic.
I tell you what, man, you got a Honda. What's up, Gilkman?
What year was it, DMAJINI?
It was 2004.
Those are great cars. I'll tell anybody, those cars will last, man. That is, I think, one of the most durable cars you could buy. You want a car that's going to last, worth your money? That's the car you go with.
I had to get rid of it this year. I had it for 15 years, and I just couldn't. What was the last straw? Because I knew I needed a new engine, right? I needed a new engine, and I was putting off. So I'm not going to put a new engine in this car. So I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. So I was going to work, and I went and turned out of my apartment, and when I turned, she shut off. I'm like, no. It took me about like 5 minutes. I'm in the middle of an intersection. Mind you, I'm like in the back roads. I wasn't on the main road, so it wasn't so bad. But it took me about 5 minutes to get it started. And then once I got it started, I'm pressing the gas going nowhere. I was flooring it, and she was going nowhere. I'm like, all right, that was it. So that next day, I said, I want to get me a new car. So I went and got me. Now I have a Honda Accord. Okay. I stepped it up a little bit. Got a 4-door instead of a 2-door. So, but that's what I had to do now to get me a car. So I have the credit card and the car. That's the only two things I'm paying for now. So, Subhuman, how you doing, brother?
That's good. That's good, man.
And what we got here? Kashyyyk Queen says we do timeouts. We don't hit ever. We may yell, but sometimes.
Yeah, I put that up there.
That's good. That's how you got to do it sometimes. Like look. I mean, and don't get it twisted. My mom wasn't all hitting all the time, but she was very, very strict. So I remember one time, I forgot what I did. Like I said, I was a good kid because one of the things too was like I was a very sick kid. So I was born with rubella. So if y'all don't know what that is, that's German measles. I was born with that. So they told my mother I would be dead within like 2 weeks, right? And here I am, a few decades later. So screw you, medical. But so I was a sick kid, so I really didn't do much. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really didn't let me play sports like that or whatever. I played baseball, whatever, basketball. I always liked football, but I never could play it because she would never let me play football. So I forgot what I did. It was something dumb, but she put me on punishment for the whole summer. She's like, you can
that's the worst.
You can go on a fire escape because we had the fire escapes in Brooklyn, right? So you can go on a fire escape. That's it. That's your outside time. And if it wasn't for my aunt, her older sister, my older sister came in and she cursed her out. Like, she used several choice words for her. She was like, what the F are you doing to that boy? Let him go outside. And like, she finally broke down. She's like, she did it for me. Like, it was a full solid 2 weeks. I couldn't go out. But after the second week, my aunt came in. She blacked out on her. If my aunt wouldn't have did that, I would have lost the whole summer. The whole summer.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom was tough. She was tough, and like I said, I don't remember what I did. That's how lame it was. I don't even remember what I did. It was either I had to be on punishment, which was can't go out, or dishes for the whole like that. I got stuck with. She made me wash the dishes for like the whole
But
like
you know
summer.
what? When you look at it now, right, and you look back, like it sounds you've been through way hell of a lot more than I did. Look at how you turned out. You know, you turned out really well, man. You're right.
Yeah.
You're together. You know, you know, and it's not like you're selling drugs on the street corner or anything like that. So yeah, your mom.
That's my job, buddy. That's my job.
Yeah, said that's my job.
Leave it to ORDS to sell all the weed in the world.
Well, if you in a green state, you all right, bro.
You guys can find me at youtube.com. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Oh, so now let me go back because I really wanted to tell you this part of the article. We were talking way before I forgot about the kids with the spider, and then we got all sidetracked. So they said that the venom of a black widow spider, okay, is 15 times stronger than a rattlesnake's.
Oh my god!
Really?
What?
Dang.
Black widows are one of the most feared spiders in the world, and the most venomous in North America, where we live.
So
it's more venomous than a brown recluse, then.
So they said that while their bites are not usually fatal, children are among the most at risk, along with the elderly. So that's why I wanted to really cover that, because I said first off, that's scary stuff. To sit there, you're playing with a black widow, and these kids have in their mind, oh, I get bit by a spider, I'm gonna turn Spider-Man. I'm like, yeah. And what you said before, like when we were kids, right? You know, our parents or whoever would teach us, hey, look, what you're watching, this is not real. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is just entertainment. Don't think you can do this, like wrestling. Okay, how many kids want?
I'm glad you said wrestling.
Wrestling, right? But you'd watch this WWE, and at the time it was WWF, but they had to change
WWF,
it. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I was into it. You had Hulk Hogan and Piper and Macho Man and all these guys, and I was like, you know, my dad's like, look, it ain't real, it ain't real. I said, what are you talking about, man? And he's like, do you ever see any of these guys with a black and blue? Do you ever see them like that? And I was like, oh, yeah.
They do get hurt, though. They do get hurt.
No, they do. Listen, they
are. Look, not for nothing, though.
They've had guys broken necks.
Oh, yeah.
paralyzed.
Well, wasn't it Bret Hart, right? Which one was who passed away?
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. It was Owen Hart. Yeah, I mean, look, that ring was no joke, man. That ring was no joke.
Who was the guy? The guy that fell. He fell like 50 feet and died.
It was Owen Hart.
That was him.
Yeah, that's
Owen
it. That's
Hart.
him. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And guess what? And McMahon said, you know what? We were still gonna keep going. Like McMahon didn't even care. He kept going. And the crazy thing about it is, those guys are independent contractors, so they have to pay for their own medical and all that stuff. He doesn't pay for any of that, I believe. If they still do it like that, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like the way they are contracted as independent contractors, so they have to pay for all that stuff. Like they have to insure themselves, all that thing. So if you don't get it, like my brothers, when you said wrestling, my brothers' friends, they are amateur wrestlers. Like they do big. Like I was so proud of them. I was like, man, they got toys of them now. I'm like, that's awesome, man.
That's not like the backyard stuff where guys are throwing each other into razors.
No, not that. No, they go to actual rings. Like they go to rings. Like, you know, they
and they got toys.
Like,
they got toys made up of them.
Yeah, they got. I wish you know what? Let me see if I can.
Well,
pull it
yeah,
up.
I'm like, dude, yeah, get that, dude. I'll order one of those. I'd be like, yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
I gotta see.
I'm not a big wrestling guy, but I got a couple buddies who are super into it.
It's
no
funny
doubt.
you mention that because I used to do back like that wrestling. Like we would get a ring, right? We rent it from a gym, and we put on a show and then we put it on what's called public access television. Mm-hmm. So the guy would put a half hour and he would submit it to downtown Brooklyn because that's where they are, and it would be on the Brooklyn channel. So every Saturday we'd have a time slot and it would be our show.
Nice.
And we watched ourselves. Yeah, we had so much fun. I could tell you, I got hit with a broom. I had black and blues across my back.
My God, that's the worst.
Hey, yo, GILKMAN, you watch wrestling? You like wrestling?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still watch it today?
Yeah, somewhat actually. So the ones who know. So funny story. So Natalia, who is she's the niece of Bret the Hitman Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Jim the Anvil's Lionheart's daughter, right? Wasn't it Jim the Anvil's daughter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one time I was working at this soup place that sold soup, and I was working there, and Natalia came in because there was this event up in Worcester, which is like in the north and north of Massachusetts, and it was an event that I think that John Cena was going to be at, who actually is originally from Massachusetts, the John Cena, and I got a picture taken with her, and my coworker, she was like, I think Roman Reigns is really hot. And she was like, I do too. And it was just like really, really funny. And I got her autograph too. And then I got to meet Kevin Owens.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I watch it because like it pops up on YouTube, and I subscribe to the channel. So once in a while, I'll catch something that happens. I don't watch it like Monday Night Raw and all that. There's too much going on. So, but I'll catch snippets. So I know, like I know that what's his game? The guy from the Shield. He's with that woman who calls herself the Man, and they're gonna have a kid.
Roman Reigns. No, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yeah. So I catch some, and I thought that was real touching because I saw like how they did it. They did because they were wrestling without a crowd during this.
Yeah.
What's been going on. I thought it was the weirdest thing. I said, I gotta see how it's like for them to wrestle without a crowd. It's got to be the oddest thing. So I had to watch a couple matches. It's funny, like they would get all pumped up, but like no one's saying anything. Like you don't hear any crowd. They're like, nah! And I'm like, you hear crickets like this. It was so weird.
Yeah, because a lot of that is definitely the crowd reaction.
Yeah, and like, so I thought it was funny, but that's what when we said about things. I don't know how these kids. This is where it comes back to your parents. Your parents should be saying, "Look, okay, I know you like. I love Spider-Man too, just like DMAJINI. I would have loved to have been Spider-Man, just like DMAJINI in Brooklyn. All that he said, I got, And Spidey was my favorite. I remember I used to have birthday parties. I wanted Spider-Man, I wanted to dress like Spider-Man, be him. I remember one time I was so stupid that I climbed this picket fence, and things didn't go too well, and the picket went through my mouth, and my teeth. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. It was pretty nasty. It was during my birthday actually, so I learned the hard way that this is you're not Spider-Man. Don't be climbing fences, And but you knew the difference. You knew when your parents told you, like so I tell my daughter all the time. She's like, "Daddy, why can't I do A?" So instead of just telling her no, she wants to know why, which I think is great. And I explain to her, if you do this, this is why. The stove is hot. So if you touch the stove, you could burn your hand and it's going to hurt a lot. And I think if you explain it, instead of just telling the kids, don't do that. Don't do that. No, I told you don't do it. But why? Why is this a bad thing?
Yeah. It's funny you say that because it reminds me of a buddy of mine I used to have. And just exactly what you said is exactly what he told me. He goes, if my mother would have just took the time to explain things to me instead of just say, no, you're not old enough, I'd be a much smarter man. And I'm like, holy, like it was like one of those profound moments in my life where I'm like, holy shit, you're right. Like if they would have just stopped and said, hey, this is why we don't do this, I would be a smarter person today. So yeah, that's a very good point, man. Very good point.
So, I mean, that's what I think. And I think that parenting has a lot to do with who we are today. I mean, you learn through experience, everything you do, comes with experience. You like, if you go to a job for your first time and you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Yeah, you're nervous. I don't know what I'm doing. I got the job, but that's great. But I don't really know how to. But as the time goes on, it becomes, your first day is rough. Your first month is rough. But as the time goes on, you got this. It becomes like nothing. Like you're walking in, you know what you're doing. You could teach other people. It's like, but if you explain things, man, like when I had like the guy who taught me, man, when he thoroughly explained things like a baby, like A to B to C to D to how to do it, I felt so confident because I was like, man, he's not treating me like I'm an idiot. He's not treating me like I'm lower than him. He's just being very respectful and teaching me what I need to do and how to do it and the safety and all that stuff. I said, this is how it should be done. Mm-hmm. And everybody would be a lot better if people had patience and just work through with people, I mean, I think that
do you
goes
know how to
anything.
share screens on this?
No, I'm not too sure how to share screens.
Well, I know. the GILKMAN and I talk about this kind of stuff a lot, man. Like self-reflection. I think part of it too is being able to criticize yourself, and know, be humble in the fact of what you need to change about yourself, you know, or what you want to change about yourself. Because like I struggle with it every day, man. Like I know I got a temper, but you know, it's one of those things. Like I'll catch it after it happens, and then I'm like, man, that's not how I should react. And then I'll like with the kids, like if I know I overreact, I'll go up to them later and I'll say, you know what, I was wrong, and this is why I was wrong, and this is what I'm going to try to do next time to fix that. Because I think it's okay for kids to see us as parents fail, because we show them how to persevere through. We teach them how to persevere through that failure. I
like that.
I make it very apparent when I fail, because we don't. Other than Mario Kart, shut up, GILKMAN.
Okay. I'm gonna since Ords have to tell me to shut up.
You're gonna keep talking?
No. Or you need it. You should watch the. You should. Don't worry. You're just as bad as, like, I don't know, as Orion in Mario Kart.
Okay, I'll take it. Thanks. That's a compliment.
Drunk's getting better, so Drunk's better than you.
I know.
You need to watch the videos. You need to watch. You should go onto YouTube and Google on YouTube a how-to video how to not suck at Mario Kart, because the last time I've checked, I've gotten the crown more than you and Amber combined. Boom.
All right, I'm gonna give you money, and you're gonna buy CTR for PlayStation. You're gonna buy Crash Team Racing, the new one,
and I'm
gonna show you how to do it, bro.
Ords, I don't want your money. I'll buy it myself.
Then buy it. Bring it on,
I will,
baby.
punk.
Anyway, no, but it's just, you know, to my point, man. Like, it's okay that kids know you fail. It's important, and then explain to them, you know, why you fail. And I you know, kids are curious to begin with. Let them ask questions, you know.
That's true.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
So you can't share screens. So I'm just going to show you this. This is
it. Where is it? That's pretty cool.
It's him doing it there. And here's their toy.
Oh, that's cool. That's the wrestling. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I got to learn how to share screen, so I'm kind of. That's something I'm going to have to learn.
This is him. This is him and his brother.
That's dope. What's up?
Look who has joined the party, by the way.
What's up?
Hail Entertainment Hacker.
Hail.
How are you, Hacker?
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they got the belts and everything.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's them with Tony Atlas.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
I was trying to show you the toys that he had.
Yeah, where's the toys?
How are you, Hacker? How's everything?
What's up, Entertainment? How you doing, brother?
Just chilling. I had a chance to jump on for a few minutes before I get going on my day and making like 5 videos for the weekend.
That's dope.
Chilling.
That's great.
They got the wrestling plushies for them.
That's very cool. So, Hacker, in case you missed it, I'll get you up to speed. Basically, we were talking about how these kids in Bolivia thought that they could be Spider-Man, and they messed around with a black widow, which is like one of the most poisonous and fierce spiders, and so the spider bit them because they thought that they could be Spider-Man. And these kids were 8, 10, and 12-year-old kids, and I thought it was actually in the New York Post, and I know you know. So I was like, we've been talking about the parents and parenting and
wait, say it again. Some kids let spiders
bite
them because they thought they could be Spider-Man?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest here, though, guys. in a world where kids are eating Tide Pods, are we surprised? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you do got a point when you bring that up. What was the other stupid thing they did?
How did they get spiders to bite them?
What
they did was they prodded it. They must like.
Okay.
Yeah,
they poisonous
probably
spiders?
They probably knew where it was.
Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
in what country?
Black Widow. Bolivia.
Bolivia.
Yeah. That's what the article says. Yeah.
In Bolivia, they thought they could be Spider-Man.
Dude, I tell you, this is the most wackiest article I saw this week. I could not. I swear to you, I'll send you the link to the article after this. I'll send it to you when I'm done. But it's the most wackiest thing. I mean, if you want to do a video on it, I'm telling you,
Is it true?
I definitely had to do it. So, by the way, it took them a week. They went to the hospital. They got transferred to different hospitals, and it took them a week to get discharged. They're okay, but they said the venom is 15 times stronger than a rattlesnake.
Well, if they're okay, then nothing happened bad. They just got bit and they got over it and they learned a lesson.
Yeah, they were treated, but I mean, I can't believe that we were saying, like, when we were kids, this is not something you normally would, you wouldn't say, hey, I'm going to go bit by a spider. I love Spider-Man. DMAJINI and I was saying how much he loves Spider-Man, but we didn't go out and say, we're going to go let a spider bite us. We're going to
Yes, I mean, you never know what kids did back then. It's not like we have everything on record for the entirety of human history. Who knows? Maybe some kids did. We would have never known about it.
That's an interesting point. That is a very interesting point. So
kids are probably the same as ever, man. And you know what? I gotta argue this. Like now, there's like video games and all this shit kids could do aside from getting hit by spiders. Odds are they probably did stupid shit like that because they didn't have video games and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
So
I was talking about how wrestling, because wrestling was big back in the day, with the Hulk Hogan and all that stuff. And I remember a lot of us used to wrestle, and then finally kids were getting hurt. And they were like, don't do this at home with professionals. And even professionals got hurt. It's true. They get hurt. A lot of them got hurt.
Yeah.
So, but I remember how many.
I didn't wrestle, man. I just kick guys in the knees. I'm small. I'm not going to wrestle some fucking guy. I'm tiny, man. Kick in the knee.
I like that strategy.
Just saying.
That's funny. Well, by the way, Hacker, why don't you talk about your channel and let people know
what am I going to talk about my channel? My channel's doing awesome, dude. I'm getting like 15 to 25 subs a day.
That's awesome.
No, I know you're doing great, but I just thought maybe
I'm almost on 4,000. So
awesome.
I'll be 4,000 like a few hours. It's predictable. I see where everything's going at this point. Like, right now, like the Phantom Menace stuff it's kind of tough. The topics are too tough, so I kind of stopped those topics. I do those topics for my subs who have been with me for 2 years, and we talk about it. And I don't really care how many views the videos get. Then I do like celebrity news and stuff like that now, like called the Blast Daily News, things like that. They get a lot more views. Like a Ryan Seacrest video, got like 1,000 views. A Kate Olsen video got like 1,400 views. They get a lot more views because everybody does the same video. Like Ruby Rose, the news came out, like 50 channels did the video. Like I just sit there one by one watching Ruby Rose quits. Ruby Rose quits. So it's like, okay. Then the next thing happens. Captain America got called out. And then like a machine gun of videos come out, and yours isn't going to get watched.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's what happened. Yeah, you're right.
No offense. If I'm watching G&G, World Class Bullshitters, SC Reviews, why am I going to watch your video? Yeah. I'm already watching 3 of the main channels on it. You know what I mean? So, like, I got really frustrated doing those topics. So I can't do that. I can't do it anymore. I can't sit there and be the, 40th person to do that topic. Maybe like 150 people come by and watch you instead of the big channels, but not many. And that's what's happening, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's competition, bro. That's what it is.
It's too much. It's oversaturated competition. It's not just normal competition. It's oversaturated competition.
You got me thinking.
Everybody wants to talk about this one topic, and to be honest, if you've got like a couple of hundred subs, you're just a subscriber talking about it with other subscribers. You're not like an actual channel, okay? You're not like an actual established channel talking about it. So it's going to be hard for people to subscribe because someone's going to come by, click your thumbnail, they're going to see it, they're going to be like, okay, this guy's got like whatever amount of subs. It's like nothing. So it doesn't feel like they're actually talking to someone about it. It feels like they could be doing the same thing. And there's so many factors that aren't your fault that are holding, these type of channels back, which is why I stopped doing that stuff mainstream. I do it like, a couple of weeks for fun, like when I feel like it,
Yeah,
that makes sense. No, I listen, like I'm gonna say this, like, okay, when I first started, it was John Talks Star Wars. Now what is he? John Talk. Where is he at? 59,000. Okay, you got John Matrix, right? Where's he at? He's at 6, almost 7,000. He's on his way. Fatal J. He started.
No,
now
no,
look
no, no,
where
no, no,
he's
no, no,
at.
no, 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 no. It doesn't matter. John Matrix is on 6,200, but he's getting like a couple of hundred views per video because the interest isn't really there with the topics. Okay, like
Right.
all that matters is views, comments, and likes. Tells you how active the channel is. Like Mad Max is a good example. He's got like 4,200, but he gets like 200 or 400 views per video. So he's only got about 300 subs like watching him on a daily basis. He's probably got about 500 coming around every week. I've got about 350. Mine says 4,000. That's not what it is. That's what the number is. You know what I mean? So it's like the sub number. Yeah. The sub number, John Talk said it the best. The sub number means how many people decided to click subscribe when they passed by your channel at some point in time. And it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's it's hard.
Well, the
hey,
only thing it matters to is once you get to 1,000. That's the main key.
Well, then you'll be monetized. So
you hit that 4,000. That's the main key. Once you're there, whatever. It doesn't matter at that point.
Well, there's also people. It's social proof. Not everybody knows this. Like what I'm telling you is like inside stuff about like watching numbers, and not everybody knows this. People just see like a certain number and they tend to subscribe more because they might think it's more active than it is, and things like that. But I don't know. I talk about YouTube stuff a lot because I've been thinking about it for a long time.
Well,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's probably more interesting. I mean, the spider sounds interesting and shit, but I mean, I don't know where we could go with that. Like, yeah, I have kids. I could talk about being a parent, but I don't know.
That's where we went to.
Yeah, we were talking about being a parent.
They actually were.
Yeah.
I think. But if you're not parents, if you're not parents in the audience, you probably don't care. To be honest, like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, it's an interesting like.
But you know what? But if you're not parents, you still work.
If you made a video on that spider thing and marketed it right, it would get more views than the Ruby Rose thing or the Captain America thing, because it would just be a random thing that like nobody's doing, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but that's why I thought it was interesting because it came out of left field, and I was like, wow,
it is. And like the Captain America thing, I was actually talking to DMAJINI on Instagram. Somebody wrote that article to get attention to the website. They figured they'd piss people off on Memorial Day. They probably didn't mean it about Captain America, and they did that.
Deleted it. They deleted it too.
They wanted people to make videos on it, and everyone did. I didn't know who they were, and now I do. And now hundreds of thousands of people who didn't know who they were now know who they are. Mission accomplished. Everybody fell for it. That's my personal opinion.
What are you talking about?
Look
the Captain America article.
Justin Proper on the channel.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Justin?
Justin.
Wow, dude, you look great. I don't want to, get weird, but you look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What are you doing? Tanning up, bro?
Yeah, you got some sun.
Yeah,
you trying to catch up to me, bro?
He looks like Don Juan.
Hey, you know what? No, I wouldn't say that to much. I might whoop your ass in spades, but I'm not like quite like that. What's going on, guys? We're talking about that silly Captain America article.
Yeah, I think it's a hot take to get attention to the website, and they didn't even really mean it, probably.
Well, see, I changed up my format a little bit too. So I ride my bike now, and I
saw that. I saw that video. Yeah, I like that. It's not really about, I think, the visuals and things. It's about the topics you cover and consistency of the topics, basically. And the other stuff is like, like George R. R. Martin says, the furniture of the channel. If it looks nice, that's better. But people are coming for the topics. We've seen, channels blow 100,000 subscribers with slideshows and just talking into a microphone. So if you're on your bike or you've got a cool background or, you're just like you there, I'm sure it makes a difference to some people, but it's really what you cover, how often you cover it, and hitting the topics at the right time. So, but I like the bike thing. That looked cool.
It's true. Like, listen, Justin's been doing well, and if you haven't checked out his videos are blowing up. He had this whole thing about Back to the Future and how they were covering up, and it was good, dude. No, you should. That was really good, bro.
I'm gonna check it right now. Justin Proper.
It's.
And listen, you've been covering Amber Heard.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Okay. So,
not bad. To be fair, I was kind of in the middle of that, and Salty Nerd and I kind of made that whole thing public because that had been an issue. Okay, for people who don't know, little change of topic here. Rob, if I'm going a little too off tangent, let me know.
No, go ahead. We've gone way off tangent right now. So we covered one topic, and then we're going way off tangent. So
It's okay. I just left my stream, and people were wanting me to take off my shirt. So this is already like a lot more.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that somehow.
Listen, it's all about taking a shirt off. You got to do things
open already, so I figured
for
it's kind of open already.
Justin,
We do things for the people.
if they want to see you with your shirt off, just look at my birthday stream.
I took a poll. The people said no. They said no. Cover it up for now.
But the Gilkman is right. If you want, anybody watching this wants to see Justin Proper with his shirt off, go check out Gilkman's birthday stream.
No.
Yes, go.
Yes.
No, then they'll just see it, and then they won't super chat me. I'll be sad. Maybe
I'll super chat you because you took your shirt off.
Say, look at Justin's Twitter.
There you go. What happened?
Stop being so damn sexy,
What'd you
Justin.
say,
I can try. I'm just.
No, the
too
move
sexy.
did you well, man. You know, you moved.
Huh?
The move did you well, huh? You enjoying now where you're living more? Are you enjoying your lifestyle more, or how do you feel?
I am funny. Living in Los Angeles was just is so much different than moving into what I would call MAGA country, if you will. It's like it's completely different. People have a totally different mindset. It's a lot less superficial. And I wouldn't quite say it's home, but it's closer to what home was kind of like, I guess. It's very rural.
Nice.
So, but it's a nice area, and it's like instead of having just a lot of cars in the background, and just a lot of stuff, just as a bunch of distraction, and there's not as big of a lockdown here than there is there, but a lot of differences. But
That's cool, man.
But with Back to the Future, so for those who don't know, there was of course Netflix is showing Back to the Future, and a friend of mine was watching part 2, who just in the background, like painting his house or whatever. I don't know, like painting the walls, and then he goes and he like does a double take when the part where Marty goes in the trash and in the principal's office and tries to find the sports almanac and steal it from Biff, so his dad doesn't die and all that fun stuff. He goes in the trash and realizes that it's like an Ooh La La magazine. It's like a 50s lingerie magazine, and he's like Ooh La La. And then he like steps back. They cut off like 10 seconds from that. And so that edit was caught. And with the recent edits with like Disney Plus with Splash, and
Yes, with Splash. I was just going to bring that up. Yes.
with that in mind, they're just like, okay, Netflix is actually editing films now, or they're accepting edited films, which turns out to be the case. But yeah, people were not happy that Back to the Future was censored, because it is my favorite trilogy. I don't know if it's the best trilogy, but it is my favorite trilogy. I like it better than Indiana Jones. I like it better than the Star Wars original trilogy. It's number 1 for me. So when you fuck with that, especially when the creators, Bob Zemeckis, are like, no Back to the Future Part 4, no reboots, no remakes, nothing without our permission, as long as one of us is still alive, I take that seriously, because they're very protective of these movies, these classic movies. So it was just it, and apparently they didn't even know about it. So Twitter blew up. There were several articles about it, and I made a video about it. 3 actually, the Netflix trilogy, I call it. So yeah, the whole situation blew up last week, and I've been talking nothing but Back to the Future for a while. I never thought
they probably did really good because nobody did it.
There were very few people who did it. I was the first one who had a video.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you did Ruby Rose Quits, it would have got like 75 views.
Probably, because everyone and their fucking mother did it. Yeah. And it just sucks that the Snyder Cut thing happened around the same time, because that kind of like it probably would have gotten more attention. The story did, but eventually word got to the writer Bob Gale, and he went to the Hollywood Reporter and said, like, yeah, we changed it. Like I contacted Universal and was like, no, you got to stop this. So.
Yeah, you should just continue that content. Just keep milking it until the views dry up on it. You'll probably keep getting views on it because people who subscribe for you are going to come back to your channel for that. They're going to help push it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had 3 videos and I'm pretty much done with that.
Yeah, I think like the biggest mistake a lot of us, I think, just your channels I've seen make over the last 2 years, like we all try like these random different topics. We try to search for a topic that gets views instead of keeping with one topic and letting it steadily build views.
Yeah, but I don't want to just talk about Back to the Future, and I guess a lot of people did. The 3rd video didn't even do a fraction of what the other 2 did.
Right.
Probably because there was a few days in between after the news already broke, which is the mistake I made. But I had a family obligation, so so it was my mother's birthday. I can't like what am I gonna do? Just say like, sorry, Mom, I have to make this video.
That's the hardest part about this whole thing is
that's what I do, man. Come on,
navigating around life.
Wife, boss, kids. Sorry, I gotta make this video. That's every day, dude.
Exactly.
Anyway,
you were saying, Ords?
I was just saying, like, that's the hardest part about it is navigating life around making sure we're getting, that first bit of content out when the news hits, things like that.
It's harder for me than any of you guys sitting there right now. I'll challenge anybody.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I'll challenge anybody. I'll blow you guys all away.
I'm listening.
Okay, I got 3 kids. I'm in a small... Well, right now, obviously, there's an exception. I got 3 kids. I have a small Japanese apartment. And I have a wife who doesn't really want me to do YouTube so bad. I have a full-time job. And my baby still wakes up. So the only time I'm in a place alone, aside from an exception like today, is when 4 other people are sleeping. If 4 other people aren't sleeping, I'm not alone on a regular basis. Are you ever alone in a room?
My situation's not quite as bad as that.
Not many people's are.
Yeah.
So a lot of excuses about not making content, this and that. Trust me. Yeah. I just, I don't like lose sleep completely, but it's not good.
I mean, my only thing was just with that circumstance, like I just didn't have time to make it on in a timely manner. That's what I was saying to make that 3rd video.
Right, I guess. I don't know, man.
I mean, the biggest thing is, like you said, if it is saturated, if a lot of people cover it, that's the problem. If you have a lot of people, a lot of channels who do the same thing, it's hard. But the thing is, too, if you're too fake, people are going to know that too. So, I'll try.
Yeah, there's different factors. Just assuming you'll have somewhat of an enjoyable content, intro, outro, listenable, And the thing is this, like, when you start to do a genre, you'll get known in that genre, okay? So over the last month, I've had like people come to me every day say, "Hey man, I've been watching your videos for 2 weeks. I just subscribed." Have you guys ever heard that?
Yes.
How often have you heard? Yeah. You don't hear it too much though. You don't hear it too much. I hear it all the time now because when you type in certain keywords, my videos come up and Tristan's come up and this guy Darth News comes up, okay? And what happens when you type in certain keywords, Geeks and Gamers, World's Class Bullshitters, and then the little channels get pushed in the bottom. But I've been doing something for 2 months, so my, channel comes up with everybody's channel and they start getting views. So once in a while, you see someone maybe from Twitter or something, I just subscribe. But I get a lot of strangers coming by. Oh man, I've been watching for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I finally subscribed, and I'm thinking, why are we watching that long? And the reason is my name's coming up in the search engine finally with that topic. And if you just do random topics looking for views, you're not going to get on that topic.
That's a very good point.
So if you go to YouTube right now and you type in Amber Heard, you will see entertainment hacker videos come up in a line. If you type in Ruby Rose, you will see G&G and whoever else is doing it come up in a line. So what you got to do is you got to do the same topic to get YouTube to keep putting your videos out there and recommending them to those viewers for that topic. And if you keep doing scattered topics, it's going to get like 100 views, or once in a while something's going to blow up like every 2 weeks or something. That's what happens. Now every time I make one, they get 2,000 views, every one of them.
That's a good point because a lot of these channels just do like news related or topical things that are just for temporary views.
Right.
You know, it's just
right.
just for like,
And
oh, this is
you're
a hot
constantly
topic. We're going
chasing
to talk
it.
about this.
The
next day
videos
we're gonna
have
talk about this.
a very different shelf life compared to like product
Yeah,
reviews
You're constantly
or
chasing it.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this last one, 3,500,
Well, that's what-
1,700, 7,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,700. They all hit. It's not an accident, you know. But if I put up like
the one genre that I'll tell you. Go ahead.
if I put up Ben Affleck as Batman,
Go
200
ahead.
views, because nobody knows me for that. So it's just 200 views. Doesn't matter how many subscribers I have. I could have 10,000, I could have 4,000, 2,000, doesn't matter. 200 views.
It does help when you have this in-base subscriber amount. Like I mean, if you got like 100,000
If you got 100,000 subscribers, you're gonna get hits regardless.
you're gonna get
Yeah, you should
like, a
you should have a
decent
certain
amount of
amount of people
traction.
coming around. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Okay, Fatal J's a good example because he's doing nothing but, you know, we talked and he's like, I'm gonna do Snyder Cut, DC, boom, that's it. And now he's growing because of that.
Mhm.
And if he was like, I'll do Marvel, I'll do Star Wars, I'll do DC, he wouldn't be growing as well. So now I bet when you type in Snyder or whatever, you'll probably come to Fatal J's video after, like, I don't know if he's on the first page now, but you know, after, you know, a couple of pages, you'll probably see Fatal J all the time for that specific thing. So, you know, the biggest mistake over 2 years I made was chasing topics and not like sticking to one thing. So, you know, and I see people doing it and, you know, it's working so much better for me. I'm getting like 20 subs a day for the last like 2 months. And I used to be like 0 sometimes -1, you know, so it's a huge difference. It's a game changer.
It's
No
almost like clout chasing in a way if you don't stick with one topic.
So you don't have to do Back to the Future, but pick a main thing. At least it's going to have the same keywords to stick with. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then you can do your fun shit whenever. Okay, yeah, once I throw up fun stuff too. Once a week, throw up your fun thing with your grandmother. That's awesome for your core audience. But for like the 60%, 70% strange viewers, which is what comes up on analytics, you just got to, you know, do that topic that's being searched for.
Yeah, that's why I only did only 2 grandparent streams. So one of them was
Right.
because it was, you know, it's one of those things that can actually, it's one of those videos that aren't topical but could be like considered timeless. I guess it could still like have a new life at some point, but like a top 10 video can keep going on and on and on. Like every like the top the Halloween movies ranked. Every Halloween that movie that video will probably get more views or something like that. Is it kind of like that?
Look,
Like where does that
Yeah.
come in?
Yeah, I mean, like anything can rank, but you want to find something that's actively being searched for.
Mhm.
And like Halloween or something like that's kind of older isn't actively being searched for. You want something that's in progress, actively being searched for. Like the Snyder Cut's a good example. I'm doing the Depp vs. Heard case. People are waking up every day looking for it. Like when The Last Jedi, people hate it. People wake up every day looking for the latest news. That's what you want.
Any of the stuff that I cover on Amber Heard gets decent views. Yeah.
Right. But if you did it enough, like I've done one a day for 2 months, you get known. If you're
Okay.
good enough. I mean, you have to have a good personality too.
Yeah,
My shit's
yeah.
pretty tight, and you know, so it can't just be anybody like, but like people read into that and just go to the next one.
Right.
But if you're like pretty good, you know, you'll get known. So there's like 4 channels, like me, Nerdettes, Darth News, and Incredibly Average, pretty much known as like a, you
Yeah.
know, 4 horsemen for doing it now. So
I
it's pretty
actually
cool.
came across Darth News's channel and subbed because it just like was recommended to me.
Yeah, he's getting recommended now. If you type in Amber Heard, he's about the same size as me now. So
Hey guys, I gotta get running right now. So
Yeah, me
it's
too,
been
me
real
too.
fun.
yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna go
All right,
through
guys.
myself pretty soon.
wow.
It's been
Okay.
awesome.
Let's have the guys.
Yeah, I actually
All
gotta
right,
make
well,
some
thanks for
videos.
coming
I
on
mean,
the
we're
line
just fun to talk
Hacker,
to, but I
Noise,
gotta get some stuff done.
Ah, you guys gotta go do what you gotta do. But thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. You guys.
yeah.
Awesome,
It's been a
awesome.
blast. Thank you, DMAJINI,
Hey.
GILKMAN, Justin, Entertainment, everything. You guys kick ass, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Have
for
a
letting me
great one,
chew your
y'all.
off.
It's
Have
been
a
really
good
fun. We
one.
got to do this again. Got to do it when I'm on a day off, so I'm not freaking burnt out.
No doubt.
Sure.
All right, I'll
You-
catch
you
y'all
give me your
later.
Schedule.
See you, man.
All right, no
All
doubt, man.
Later.
Later, peace.
All right, love you guys. Peace.
Later.
Text me tomorrow, Ords.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah, I gotta go too, man. Because if I don't get videos done, my
care.
wife's kids are gonna come home and I'm done, and I'm gonna have nothing to upload. So I gotta do stuff.
what you got. Do you, man?
But I just
Do
wanted
you.
to
Be
jump.
well,
I just
my
wanted to
friend.
jump on and say what's up. And Tom, yeah, sorry, Tom, you're not GILKMAN. I'm sorry, I didn't really get a chance to talk. You've been pretty quiet, so
I mean, it's okay. You're a Yankees fan. I'm a Red Sox fan.
yeah. Well, historically, the Red Sox lose, so I guess
What?
they're good now. But historically,
They're always
total record. You guys are done. So.
total record.
A lot of catching up to do.
Total record. Entertainment Hacker. You're right. Total record.
But okay, you guys are good now. You had your moment. You had your moment, but we'll see.
But recently, Red Sox recently. Total record.
Sports.
Yankees recently.
But,
Red Sox.
all right, dude, gotta go. Sorry, chew you guys' ear off. I'm just a little bit
No problem, Mac. Thanks
I'm a
for
little
stopping
excited.
by.
No, I'm a little
Show us
excited
people
about it. I
like
mean,
you.
I'm a little excited about it when something finally starts working. You know what I mean? Like,
Why wouldn't you be? Yeah, that's the whole thing. You got to find it. Once you find it, then you can kill it.
I didn't really
That's the
find
thing.
it.
It's gotta
It's
hit.
kind of temporary, but I'm gonna go along these lines. Not like back to like Star Wars, Marvel stuff as mainstream anymore. No way.
Just
It's way
keep
too much
going with
more,
it.
so.
Like I told you, and just keep doing it until it runs dry. That's it. That's
Pretty
what I
much.
would tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it works for you,
Indeed.
go for it. That's it.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I gotta go, man.
Take care, Hacker. Thanks for stopping by, bro.
Everyone, John.
Take care, entertainment.
And then there were 3.
Dude, I come
So
on and
this
like
guy-
half the fucking panel leaves with the.
Dude, dude, I had no idea this was gonna happen. I didn't expect Hacker to come on. I did not expect, he came out of left field. You, I knew were coming, but I didn't know he was coming. So I was like, all right, if I can grab him for 15 minutes, awesome. It's really hard because we have such a difference in time zones. He's in Tokyo, Japan. I'm here in New Jersey, so it's a big difference in where
Oh
we
yeah,
are,
yeah. It's kind of it's a big thing. Not gonna.
So
not gonna
anyway,
lie.
what we were talking about the spider thing, and I know Thomas has said his piece about it.
Thank you,
I don't know-
you for sending me that article. I don't know if I gave you the proper shout out. I think I did. I'm not sure though. But yeah, you sent me that article. I was like, oh, yes, this is great.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah, it's like things like that. Like when I saw the woman in Canada who got arrested for being a stormtrooper, that was big, man. I was like, yo, I have to jump on that because to me that's something interesting. It's out of left field, and here it is. She did nothing wrong, She did absolutely nothing.
And,
And
it's
then you
Star Wars
have this.
related, and your channel is everything Star Wars.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna switch a little bit. The E's gonna change your entertainment, so
I haven't
I'm gonna
heard
be
your
entertainment.
intro in a very long time from you.
That I'm
always-
here and you're there, and I'm everything Star Wars. My name is Rob. Is that what's that?
Yeah, I've always done it for you.
You did, yes, you did. And I kept putting it up there for a while. I did that for a while, but then I changed phones. And
you used my intro from a lot of your videos.
yes, oh wow,
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. I'm just like, Rob's here. He's there.
you're there. Everybody's
I'm here.
there.
And he's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you did that, I said, "This is beautiful. I'm so gonna use this for a lot of my videos. I'm just gonna throw it up there." And I didn't care. It was great, so I wanted to share it with people.
I appreciate that. I'm glad I've been featured in so many. How long did you use that for?
A while, months. I have to use it for months at least.
I don't blame you. I mean, when you have something like "I'm here, you're there," somebody's gonna tease it and poke fun at it a little bit. It's a good intro.
Listen, I just like to, like I said, I like to have fun with it. What Hacker said is true. My genre is saturated, but another thing is because people are so passionate about it. And what side of the fence you are now, whether you're with the Disney or you're not with the Disney, is the whole big thing. And it otherwise it is very saturated. I noticed that, and I noticed like I did a Ricky Gervais video, and that thing hit 400. Now I'm not known for Ricky Gervais, but I was like, whoa, You know, so I saw the interest. So I said, you know what? I want to start covering a little bit more entertainment now. And that means actors or actresses or this or that or other things. And I said, I want to cover that because I started growing an interest for it. And I could see the community also said, hey, yeah, you know, we want to see this too. So I'm going to do a little both. Like when I go back to work, I'll be doing one video of entertainment and one video of Star Wars and be putting 2 out a day, you know, so I have one of each and, you know, do a live stream here and there and just run with it. Have fun, you know.
Oh.
That's all that it's about. Because, I mean, if you're not having fun with it, then there's something wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's to me, that's the whole thing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, then why are you doing it? You know, and that would go for work. That would go for anything you do in life. And I would tell that to the GILKMAN. If you're doing something in your life that you don't enjoy, don't do it. I don't care how many people say you should do it, or you shouldn't do it. It's your life, man.
Yeah.
And you know.
Okay. Going off of your point about if it's not something that you're not enjoying, you know, in life or whatnot, that's the reason why why I might be working for this new company, because of the way that we don't know when hotels are going to open up or when hotels are going to open up, and the hotel business, they're not Marriott, they're not keeping in touch with us as to any updates or anything like that. So it's kind of, it's very unnerving, very frustrating. So that's why I've been looking for jobs. I've filled out maybe like 5 applications a day online.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's all about finding the right place that you feel comfortable with. So
yeah.
And you know, and I said this to you when you came on my channel, and I'll always say this, and this will always be my story to tell about Mr. Everything Star Wars over here, is him always saying, oh my God.
Like the stream saved the dream?
Yeah, like the stream saved the dream. Always. That's his catch. That's his trademark. That's what he's most known for. And also, he was the first person, because I've known of Justin Proper and Shellback and Mary Mayhem and Geeks and Gamers, obviously, and a few other channels. But you were the first channel that I saw that was actively encouraging everyone to go and sub to everyone that was in the chat.
And I still do that. You know, I again, I don't know why people didn't put their channel, you know, down below. I said put it in the comment section so people can see, but nobody's done that. So, I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell everybody. Everybody's just like, nah, I'm leaving. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of suckish with that.
I'll have to do it later. I'll have to put it in the description because I had 6 channels here besides me. I had 5 channels. I mean, so I'll have to put that in the description. Listen, I just believe in community. I believe that, you know, no matter what, you should like. Listen, I'm gonna hang out Sunday with people who have 30 subscribers, and you know what? I had a great time with them. And it's not about trying to get them 30 to come in. If some of my people go to them, then great. And I feel good. I feel okay, great. If 2 or 5 people go check them out and start watching them, good. I feel wonderful that my community can branch a little bit, and we, you know, I just believe in supporting it. I know some people get like, oh man, I got videos to do. Oh man, I can only worry about my channel. But that's how you weren't like that, you know, 2 years ago when I first met you and you had 100 subs. You weren't like that. So it kind of ticks me off a little bit that they kind of forget. Some people forget where they are and where they are now. That bothers me a lot because I will never be like that. I don't care if you have 30 subs, 500, 10,000. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to support you unless you give me a reason not to. You know, that's just how I am. You know,
I agree, and that's going off of, you know, what you had just said. The only reason why I'm in the realm of YouTube, it has to do with 3 people. And yes, I've told this story before, and I'll tell this story till the day I go, till the day I die. Yeah. So I was in, I think I told you this, Rob, but I'm not sure. So there was one time, and I was in a chat because, you know, I was in a chat on Twitter, KOTOR.
KOTOR, yeah.
And so, no, this was before KOTOR. It was back when it was the Rebellion chat. Justin's expression says it all. And so
I'm not gonna. No.
no, I know.
Plead the fifth.
And so Mary had said, "Hey guys, Shellback is doing his first, inaugural stream," and he picked two of the best people to be on it with him, Mr. Justin Proper, who at that time was Proper Jeremy, and then Mary Mayhem. And so I was in the chat, and so was a few others, Brian from the Rebellion, Shellback, and I think Rookie, and a few others. And so Shellback said, okay, we're gonna have a contest, and it was like a name the tune contest. So I have a confession: I didn't know the lyrics right off the bat, so I kind of did a quick Google search. And so I did it.
Cheater!
I mean, that's okay. You guys still would have found me regardless. So well. And
Maybe.
maybe. Wow, Justin. Okay,
No. I mean, like, depending on how. On that stream.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was fair, yeah, I don't know, but you would have gone into our, you would have been on YouTube either way.
Yeah,
I would imagine, if that's what you meant.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so then I got it right, but then so did everyone else, and they had to do a tiebreaker. Those cursed people. And then I got it. I answered it before anyone else did. And I remember Mary saying, "All right, Sugar, I'm going to follow you. You have to follow me back, and I'll send you a link." The winner of the contest got to go on and hang out on stream with them. And, I came onto stream, and this was back when you were still able to stream on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
No, there was a big.
So I did cheat. But
Yeah, I didn't say.
You have to cheat your way to get to the top.
sometimes. And
Shame.
I'll shame you, Turtle, later. And so I remember I went, I came on and I got to hang out with Justin, Mary, and Shellback, and that was great. I mean, of course, Mary was like, "I don't think you know what you're quite getting yourself into," or something along that lines. And then she told me about how she did her shenanigans streams, her crazy streams over on her channel.
They were insane.
Yeah,
there.
they still are.
I seen a couple of them. They were nuts. I see.
Yeah, they still are.
But it's structured now. It's very much formulaic, for the better. If you had seen like what the hell was going on last year, in February of last year, I didn't mean to quote Mr. Brightside. That just came into my mind. February of last year, but no, seriously, that's when it started. And oh my God, sometimes you didn't know if you were gonna get like the greatest show of your life or a complete shit show. You didn't know where it was gonna go.
I remember those. And
it was insane. I loved every minute of it.
That's true. And so, and so I remember Justin over here saying, "Wait, I think I remember you," because so Justin and me, we kind of go way back as well, as way back as Geeks and Gamers. I didn't know he was that person. What's the What?
We didn't really go way back. I just said like, "Oh no, I remember."
I had said when you had told me what your channel name was, I was like, "Oh, wow, holy cow!" So that's what I mean by way back. I didn't know you. Yes, I didn't know you, but I had heard rumblings of a proper Jeremy. And
in the live stream,
in the infamous live streams.
Yeah.
And then you told me that you were. I don't know if you want me to say who you were, so I'm not.
The Voorhees guy.
Yeah,
that's not a secret. Apparently, Jeff of World Class just found out last week.
Well, you know what?
He's just like, wait, you're that person too? I thought he just got. He said like on the stream, I would have to pull it up. Maybe I could, but it doesn't matter. But he was just like, wait a minute, do you want me to pull it up? Do you want me to pull it up, Rob? I could.
I guess you can. I mean, I'm not sure how to screen share. It does have this button here, but I don't know how that works exactly.
Oh, I would just show my screen. I would just share it, and you'd have to just click on it. I guess.
Okay.
We could just try. We could just try because like this is I don't think you've hosted how many streams have you hosted from StreamYards? And this isn't on your phone, is it?
A bit. No. This is on. I got a laptop. You know, once I hit 1,000, I wanted to make sure I was over. And I said, once I felt comfortable and I was over, I said, I'm going to get a laptop. And I got a laptop just for this reason, just because I was so frustrated that I could not have people on my channel with a phone because of what YouTube did and how they changed it from 500 to 1,000. And I was just at the 500 point, and I was like, oh, great. Now I got to struggle to get to 1,000 now.
They would have taken it away either or. It wouldn't have made a difference. And I had that same struggle when everyone was live streaming from their phones at Celebration. And I was like, I'm at 420 subscribers. No, I couldn't do anything. I was like pissed off.
I know how you felt. And it annoyed me. So I've done live streams, but I have never screen shared. You're the second person today to tell me, hey, can you screen share? Because DMAJINI and I wanted to show something. And I'm like, I see the button. I just don't exactly know what will happen once I hit it. I mean, I'll try it. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Let me see what happens here. This is
no, I gotta find it first. No. My screen will come up. Like there'll be another. It'll be like another person. That's how it'll appear, and then you'll just click the plus button, and then there you go.
Okay.
Be on.
It's very. It takes a while to get used to all the ins and outs of StreamYard.
Yeah. Because I haven't done. You know, like I said, I'm just learning borders and comments and banners and all this. I'm just starting to get into it, so you know, it's a whole new experience for me.
Yeah.
Shellback said, I think Mary is afraid to invite me back on.
I mean, yeah. I think she's afraid to invite on me as well. Justin remembers the good old days of MFK.
Well, I don't know. Why would that be? Did I miss something? I mean, I can't catch every stream of all these people. So what happened?
Those were insane.
Oh, well, that's when she would have the fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to say like certain?
Don't worry. There's been enough curses on this stream already, so it's what it is.
You're from New York, right? Or Jersey?
I was from New York. I'm now in Jersey. So.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What a downgrade.
Okay. So, Rob, everything Star Wars, and since we have. You know, there's two.
Say Rob, it's fine. You can say Rob.
Okay. So, Rob, since you're originally from New York, help me settle this, please. So, Justin thinks that Ohio is a better place than New York. I think that New York is better than Ohio for every reason in the book.
Well, the nightlife in New York is incredible. I mean, there's so much to do in New York. Here's the problem. It's expensive. And there's certain things that can get to you, like certain people just don't care and they're rude. And, you know, so when you live there after a while, it gets intolerable.
Mm-hmm. New Yorkers are just, in general, they just seem like assholes.
Yeah, it gets that way. And you're like, man, really? Like, you know, I could say when 9/11 hit, I never saw New York the way it was. I saw it in such a different light, and it was like everybody wanted to help everybody, and it was an incredible feeling of unity, and nothing else mattered. Just, you know, and man, you know, after that wore off, it went right back to where it was. And you know, I mean, listen, I have a lot of friends there. I had a lot of fantastic memories. There was so much to do. I had terrific times, but things changed, you know, the neighborhoods changed, people grow up, people go different places, you know, and it's not the same anymore. So it was just time. I was like, you know what, it's time. Everybody's kind of moved on. It's time for me to move on, and that's what happened with me. And I really actually I love where I am. I took a picture, and someone said, "What resort was I in?" And I no, that's not a resort. This is where I live.
As a resort.
So, because we have a pool, we have a whirlpool. It's all together. We have a gym and all that. So we have a lot of what is that? Amenities. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate with that, and I've worked real hard to get where I'm at today. And like I was saying earlier, I want to give my daughter everything I didn't have when I was a kid. I just had a fan. I had no cable. I had no car. It wasn't the worst life, but it could have been better. But it wasn't horrible. So that's it. You don't have the screen share, do you, Justin? Do you have it, Just?
No, I'm trying to.
Don't go crazy, man. Don't go crazy. It's fine. I've only got another like 10, 15 on the clock anyway, and I have to get going myself. So,
there we go.
Yeah. So anyway, while I got you here, Justin, we were talking about that spider thing I showed you, the article. I don't know if you read it or not.
Well, yeah, I showed it on my stream earlier, actually.
Okay, good. I'm glad you did. And listen, I don't care if you make a video. That's why I shared it with you, because I like you. I think you're a good guy.
I appreciate that, but I mean, stupid is as stupid does, and that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. I want to get your whole thoughts on that. Whose fault is this? The parents' fault? Is this just the kids? And thinking everything's real. That's what we were debating. We had almost an hour-long debate about that. What
we did not. We went through just a little bit of on my stream, just like the stupid things that we did. And would you be that stupid as a kid? Like, just like, because most of us understand that a black widow spider is not something you mess with. It's
right.
Just kind of, it was just common sense, and it was ridiculous.
I mean, I was telling the guys, like, what happened is my parents would clearly, or whoever would clearly explain, hey, look, if you do a certain thing, this is going to be the end result. So don't do this. And then they would explain, hey, look, this is a cartoon, or this is wrestling, or it's this, or it's that. So I would be explained so I understood things better than had I done them. Like touch a stove, which would have been retarded. I think that the parents didn't clearly tell the kids, hey, look, just as long as you know, this is not real stuff. This is just make believe, and
But we also, I mean, I was taught in school very early on that black widow spiders not a thing to mess with.
Yeah,
that we were told way early on. So, yeah.
But I think too that another thing, they might not have known, being so young, this is a black widow spider. They might have just thought that's a spider. Well, hopefully this will work. It worked for him, so maybe this will work for us. It was funny. Someone put in a comment. I read this before. They said, "Well, the problem was the spider wasn't radioactive." Now, I thought that was hysterical because it wasn't a radioactive spider. That's just a regular spider that turns into Spider-Man. But I couldn't believe like an 8, 10, and a 12-year-old. I mean, they could have got killed, and it's very fortunate. And they were in a lot of pain because they took a week to discharge them from the hospital.
Yeah,
and they're very fortunate that this. Oh, here it is. Okay, you found it. Here, let me.
Yeah, and thank goodness that they're alive. And hopefully, well, this is the stream that I was talking about, like how Jeff didn't even know. He knew about a lot of my identities, but not.
Really? There you go. Good for you, Justin. Oh yeah, he was also back. Even before Proper Jeremy, he was Voorhees 67.
Okay, I thought Voorhees 67.
Okay. Wait, you never knew that was him?
No.
I was one of the first people. I think he might have told me. I was one of the first people who told me who he told that's who he was. That's who Proper Jeremy was.
If he told me, I completely forgot. Yeah, shit. I thought Voorhees 67 was just like, I'm done listening to world class bullshit. I was like, darn.
Yeah, I've known that he. I knew that Voorhees.
It doesn't even matter.
So hopefully you heard that all. Did you?
Well, I got most of it. The guy cut off a little bit because he was talking over what Jeff said a little bit. So I was like, "Ooh, I didn't catch what he said there."
Yeah, but he repeated it afterwards at the end. But like he was just like, "Oh yeah," like he just got. He's just like, "Oh yeah," he's just like, "I'm done with world class bullshitters." He had no idea. He knew I was like that Harrison Ford guy running around. He didn't know about that.
That's
You knew-
great, man.
You knew about the coconut Jeff thing, which people who, longtime viewers will know that, but that was fun. That was good times. But he had no idea like that. He had no clue about. Like that's more.
Yeah, your mind blown. Yeah. Well,
yes.
Justin, do you want to push your channel a little? You want to say who you are, what you do, and tell the people, because just in case they don't know.
I'm Justin Proper. I have a lot of Back to the Future videos that have been just uploaded. I have a weekly stream called This Week in Bullshit. I'm gonna make it public just for like another day or something, so you guys can check that out right there. I'm one sub away from 1,200 subs. That'd be nice if one person subs. That'd be
wow. What? Hold on. One person. Are you serious?
One. It's $11.99.
You should just.
Oh, I didn't know that. But you were at 12. I didn't know that.
Well, no, it's all good.
Because it says 1.2K on my phone. Yeah, it says 1.2K on my phone.
Okay, I guess it could be wrong then. All right. Well, anyways.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Awesome. Well, anyways, go and check out the This Week in BS stream in regards to Captain America. And I got to start making food and get ready for the stream, Jesse stream, in about it's going to be in about an hour when they send the
over to Jesse
2 hours.
Phone,
it's
right?
a little less than 2 hours. So yeah, it's
okay.
Gonna be on Jesse Milestone's channel. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, by the way, just want you to see this next comment. Mega Jetty just joined. If everybody doesn't know him by now, he frequents my channel. Great guy.
Mega
Hey, Justin. Hey, dude. He says, I like your AC/DC portrait on the wall.
By the way, so do I. It's one of my favorite bands. I have a Gibson SG right over there. I got you can't see it right now because the mic is blocking it, but I got a little thing right there.
You see it? Yeah, I see it. Yeah. That's cool. AC/DC is awesome, bro.
Yeah.
He's got a great channel.
Anybody who hates AC/DC isn't a real person to me.
I should
listen, by the way, I appreciate that you had me on your channel, and hopefully next time I brought in so many people. The topics got way offhand. This is not the direction I want this stream to go.
It never is. It never is. It always goes off into some other. You can have it planned and formulaic as much as you want, but if you don't go along with something, it kind of it takes away the fun. But it's amazing just how completely just ass backwards it can be sometimes, or how drastically something can change. We could talk about something like, as you were saying earlier, the Black Widow spider story and how to become Spider-Man for an hour. Or we could talk about, I was trying to talk about the Captain America article in detail, but then we talked about my fucking chest hair for for the last hour, and Drunk 3PO had a drunk raid and threw a bunch of his people in the chat. Oh, it's just hey, go awesome. Raid his stream. I'm
that's awesome.
Oh god,
hopefully I could get you on and we could start from the beginning. I know you do Thursdays, but this was just a night that ORDS board GILKMAN was available, and then DMAJINI, so I wanted to grab them while I could. So
grab
I just
them while you could. Oh, that doesn't sound dirty at all. You're sick. You're a sick man.
I've always wanted to ask you this question. You did Proper Jeremy, then you switched to Proper Jenny. What? Could you explain to me what that was about?
April Fool's Day joke.
Right?
Because Proper Jeremy is a character. He was supposed to be the exact opposite of Jeremy. He has very proper grammar. His spelling is on point all the time. He is a social justice warrior. He was a lover of badminton, tennis, and soy lattes. He's just, he loves The Last Jedi and Brie Larson.
Great.
Thinks Brie Larson is brave and powerful and stunning and brave, whatever. And so I thought okay, the character Proper Jeremy came out as pansexual after the whole thing with Solo and Lando. I was just
you really ran with that character, man.
Mm-hmm. It was very entertaining. And then I was what's the next step? proper Jeremy becomes proper Jenny and becomes transgender. That's the next step of the character. And then of course I teach it on Twitter. I say and I have Jeremy with a Stranger Things wig or something like that. Like this. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Oh, that was hysterical when I saw that. I remember that.
Yeah, going from this
great.
to that, all that fun stuff. But at any rate,
if Bart says proper Jeremy is the best. There you go.
Oh, thank you. He was the best. But
There you go.
if you're still talking about me, I appreciate that too. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And what's great about what happened after that is, of course, I got locked out of changing the name for 90 days.
Yes, which was hysterical. I laughed so much with that. That was so funny.
And the reason why is because I apparently when Sith Kryptonian did Senate streams, I was still in the chat. Wasn't inducted at the time. I told him about it, and then he doxed it. He said it in front of everyone on stream. I'm just like, no, you weren't supposed to say that. And then so immediately I changed my YouTube channel name to Jenny, changed the avatar back in November of 2018. And then I changed it back. I was like, I'm not ready for this yet. And then I changed it on April Fool's Day. 5 months later, apparently that was the third time that you were allowed to change it. And then you were locked out of it for 90 days. I was like,
wow,
that's when I'm starting to grow and shit. So I went through all the celebration as proper Jenny, all that bullshit. It was so ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And all because I jokingly blamed Sith Kryptonian for it, for doxing it. This is your fault for making me change it and then change it back. Then I did it as a joke, then thinking I could change it back in 24 hours. No, you cannot. So
yeah. Well, now you live and learn. Like life is experience. I tell people like that. Like you live, you learn. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and it never happens again. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're a fool. I mean, that's really it. That's the whole thing.
And I changed it to proper Jeremy once I could. Then I changed it to just improper. So if I want to change it, I got to stick with it.
Yeah, I think you stick with it, man. You're doing well with it, and I appreciate you being on the show, GILKMAN. I know you didn't talk too much. I want you to get your last, plug your channel, get it in there, and I got to get out of here, my friend.
Okay, all right, got you. All right, hey everyone, my name is the GILKMAN. You can find me over at the GILKMAN. Before I forget, thank you very much for Rob for having me on. You're incredible. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't know what they're saying. And I talk about whatever is on my mind, from just being bored as all ever because of no life, but that's okay. To going personal, to
Red Sox.
Yeah, it's the Red Sox being better than the Yankees. But I think in a few days I'm going to try to do something where I go over what's trending, because there's been so many interesting, crazy things trending on Twitter. So I think that would be cool. And you can also find me doing some pretty hilarious streams. As was preluded to earlier by ORDS Board, we did a stream on my birthday, April 24th, where it was a birthday stream with me, Fatal J, Stefan Walton, Drunk 3PO, Justin Proper, Memes and Destruction, ORDS Board, Shellback.
Fatal J was on there?
He was on there in the beginning.
Oh, he should have taken off his shirt. That would have been great.
And we all took off our shirts because of Memes of Destruction. It was clipped, and
He literally just came on the stream without his shirt. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" His long ass beard. And he was probably having a beer in his hand or something. I don't remember. Just like, "Hey guys, what's up?" With the sunglasses or something. He could have just had his shirt off already with a big beard. He's got he's got IPA in one hand and a joint in the other, just like, "Oh my guys."
and then
that's the kind of, wasn't that the kind of look he had when he came on, that he got stoned right before?
He probably was. I mean, ORDS was probably stoned the whole stream. It wouldn't surprise me because it's Ord. And then
Wait, does he live near Ohio? Because I might need to hit him up.
He lives in Illinois. That's why
Sorry, Justin. Sorry. Sorry, Justin.
That's why I asked you how far are you from Illinois in a text, and you were like, while away. I was like, okay, whatever. And also you can find me doing some crazy but deep streams. Last Friday we did a furry stream where we were all furries for one night. Me, Johanna, AFK Bard, Lords as a pink unicorn.
You should have invited Mary and sent her a panda suit. When is that happening?
That's you need to bring that up with Chris because it was him who worked it out with Mary. But anyways, my name is GILKMAN. You can find me over on here. You can find me also over on Twitter at the GILKMAN. I am currently and I don't know how I got to an accomplishment, but I'm at 616 followers. I never thought I would get there. So thank you so much for having me on, Rob. It's always a pleasure, sir.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
Yes, sir. Always.
So I'll be dropping Hacker's channel, Justin's channel, the GILKMAN ORDS board, and DMAJINI's channel in the description when this video publishes, because sometimes it takes like 12 hours, so it'll probably come on tomorrow, but for the replay. But I just want to thank everybody who's here, King James and Mega Jetty and AFK Bard. Thank you so much for coming, really. Who else was here? We had the red, what did I miss? Subhuman. The Queen was here. I missed who else? The Red Guard was here. Jonathan North was here. So I just want to thank you all again. Zach was here. Gaming A was here. Appreciate you all coming. Please check out all the channels. I will drop their links. You'll see it in the description tomorrow. And with that being said, you guys be well. Like, subscribe, check everybody out. Love the community like I do. And till next time, like the stream, save the dream. All right. Take care, everyone. Be well.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Have a beautiful time.
All right, let me end it.
Hurry the fuck up and end it, dude.